The EFDD group has requested the Commission statement on the situation of the rule of law and democracy in Poland be taken off the agenda. To move the request on behalf of the EFDD group, Mr. Carver.
Thank you, Mr. President. My understanding is there is an ongoing constructive dialogue between the Polish government and the European Commission. In relation to the Constitutional Tribunal, there is no new information, hence no steps have been taken against the Polish government by the Commission. It sounds to me that the political rumour mill has gone into overdrive here. Let's just clarify 4 points. There has been no law change in relation to either women's rights or abortion in Poland. The right to public demonstration remains as was. There's been no law change in relation to Nature 2000, and Poland remains a member of the Istanbul Convention. Mr. President, this issue plainly boils down to matters of national sovereignty, and accordingly, I request this matter is dealt with accordingly. Thank you.
Who would like to speak in favour of this request? Yes, Mr. Jurek.
Thank you, President. I just wanted to inform this chamber that in Poland, a large majority of the Polish public has seen it with a lot of pain that on the 13th of December, which is a day when we remember the times back then, I'm saying this literally, where many members of those present here were being locked up in prison, where we had to hide from the law 35 years ago, that on this very day Poland be subject of such a conversation here. I consider this motion, as the previous speaker said, this is not justified politically, but what is more, it's particularly awkward with respect to the Polish public. Therefore, I call upon you to delete it from the agenda. Thank you very much.
Mr. Lewandowski, you rising on a point of order.
President, colleagues, in reaction to the proposal regarding the developments in Poland, my oral compromise, there are new serious reasons to debate the situation in Poland, but the timing is not good. We are to have the anniversary of the imposition of martial law upon Polish society this week. Time to commemorate the victims, time for reflection. Therefore, my proposal is to postpone, but not for Wednesday this week, but to have Mr. Vice President Timmermans to appear with his arguments in LIBE committee, and on the basis of this fact-finding mission to debate later. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lewandowski. That wasn't really a point of order. You really put forward a different request. We will come to that in a minute, but first of all I have to deal with the EFDD group's request, moved by Mr. Carver, to take the whole debate off the agenda. Ms. Reintke, against this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dear colleagues, I must unfortunately correct the colleagues that have spoken before, because there have been new developments in this very matter. After the rule of law communication that was sent by the European Commission on the 27th of July, the Polish government has handed in a response to this communication in the end of October. The Parliament has always played a very important role in this process, and I don't see why we should stop now. I think that we should still be a part of this debate, have the Commission come here, give an assessment of the situation. They have not yet reacted to the letter from the Polish government, taken our views as parliamentarians into this whole process. I think it's our right and also our duty to be part of this process, and this is why we should have the debate on the situation of rule of law and democracy in Poland this week here in Strasbourg. Thank you very much.
Okay, wir haben jetzt den
Well, we have a motion to take this off the agenda. Mr. Lewandowski then disseminated a suggestion that this could be done in the Civil Liberties committee where Mr. Timmermans will be reporting on the state of play of the negotiations, and I understood that it would then come back to plenary after that. Of course, that is a completely new request, but a request that supports Mr. Carver's request that was not. So, I think we should take things in the following order. Mr. Lewandowski's request is the most radical one, so take it off the agenda, refer it to the Civil Liberties Committee. No, that is the most radical. Yes, just a second.
Augenblick.
That is the most radical proposal. I would like to put that request. Mr. Liberadzki, yes, you're asking for the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you, President. In the name of the Polish delegation, I support the position not to undertake a debate on the 13th of December, that is tomorrow, because the 13th of December is the 35th anniversary of the imposition of the martial law in Poland, and a debate on this day would raise a discussion about the date itself, which would turn attention from the matters of democracy in Poland. Let us consider this day to be a day of reflection on where conflicts can lead a state and lack of compromise. Let it also be an opportunity to avoid further tension. There are reasons always to debate the state of rule of law, democracy, because that's the basis of the European Union. I know the position of the Conference of Presidents. I know that the Conference of Presidents is willing to have this debate on Tuesday. Therefore, formally, I request as follows: not to hold the debate tomorrow on the 13th of December. Secondly, if possible, to postpone the debate until our next session, and if not, the solution that I envisage to satisfy the Conference of Presidents, then we can have it on Wednesday, the day after tomorrow, on the 14th of December. Thank you.
So, also, wir gehen jetzt der Reihenfolge.
Okay, let's go through these in order. The Social Democrat group, prior to the start of this plenary session, had requested that the procedure that Mr. Liberadzki is proposing, i.e. to take this statement on Wednesday instead of Tuesday. But now I have 3 different requests on this particular process, and I'm not going to take any more points of order. I think we need to bring some order to what's going on. Well, we're going to sort this out. It's a bit of a mess. The request from Mr. Liberadzki suggests that we postpone this by 1 day. Mr. Carver's proposal is to take it off the agenda completely. The request from Mr. Lewandowski is to take it off to this week's agenda, send it to the committee, refer it to committee, and then bring it back for the next plenary session. So, Mr. Lewandowski, I said that yours is the most radical proposal, but actually the most radical one is to take it off the agenda completely. So Mr. Carver's request is clearly the most radical, so I'm going to put that one to the vote first. So that was the request according to which Mr. Jurek was speaking in favour, Mrs. Reintke speaking against. I'll repeat the request just so everybody knows what we're voting on. The situation of the rule of law and democracy in Poland as a statement be taken off the agenda completely. Those in favour of this, please show. Those against? Abstentions? Okay, electronic check. It's open.
Haben alle abgestimmt?
Has everybody voted? The vote is closed. That request has been defeated.